We are going to take the second part of solving for inequalities, and we're going to focus on multiplication and division. So when we see an inequality like this, what's happening to the variable? The variable is being multiplied by 8, so the inverse of multiplying by 8 is dividing by 8. 72 divided by 8 gives me 9 is less than k. Remember, we always want to rewrite our inequality with the variable coming first. The inequality is eating the k, so make sure that it's eating the k when you reverse it. It is a greater than sign, so I will have an open circle, and it's greater than 9. So I will have an open circle going to the right. Let's pause the video and you try this problem. Okay, when you're ready, unpause it and we'll go through the explanation. So looking at this one, 5 is multiplying by the variable. We can divide by 5 and we get r is greater than or equal to 10. Because it's equal to, we're going to have a closed circle. Greater than goes to the right. In number 3, we have negative 42 is greater than negative 7p. So I need to get rid of what's being multiplied by the variable. We are going to divide by negative 7. And when we divide by both sides of an inequality by a negative, we have to flip the inequality sign. So it moves from a greater than to a less than, and we get p. So 6 is less than p. If we rewrite it with the variable first, we get p is greater than 6. Open circle going to the right. So let's discuss this in a little bit more in depth. If I have negative x is greater than 6, so my issue is I have a negative variable. I'm solving for x. So there's two ways of going about making that x positive. I'll show you one way. One way is we could add x to both sides. You get 0 is greater than x plus 6. When we move it across, notice it goes from the variable, my solutions are greater than, to my solutions are less than. So this is physically moving this across to make it positive. When we move it across to the other side, the inequality moves itself. It becomes the opposite of what it was. It used to be greater than right now here, and now because the perspective, the variable is on the right side, it's less than. We subtract 6 and we get negative 6 is less than x, or x is less than negative 6. So notice my solution is less than x. My solutions are less than negative 6. If I wanted to multiply by negative 1 in order to get that variable positive, I have to flip the inequality sign. So what I'm doing is, instead of, notice the variable stayed on the left side. So in the first example, the variable went from the left side to the right side. And that was physically moving it over in order to make it positive. This is a shortcut by multiplying by negative 1. So we leave it on the left side, and our flipping, our moving it across, is done by flipping the inequality sign. What we've really done is moved it across the inequality. So same answers, just it's a very in-depth way of teaching you why that is happening. Not a lot of teachers teach you why you have to flip the inequality sign. So let's pause the video, try number 4. When you're ready, unpause it and we'll go through the explanation. Here's the problem, but when you're ready. So negative 10 is multiplying x, so we will divide both sides by negative 10. We get x is less than negative 4. since we divided both sides by a negative number, we have to flip the inequality sign. In this case, from a greater than to a less than. So we have -4. We're going to have an open circle. Less than goes to the left. Number 5, we have -2/3 is less than k over 3. The variable is being divided by 3, so we are going to multiply by the reciprocal, but also by the inverse of dividing 3 is multiplying by 3. We have 3 over 1 times -2/3. The 3's cancel, and you're left with -2. Now, yes, there's a negative here, but we did not multiply both sides by a negative, so we do not flip the inequality sign. The inequality sign stays as a less than, and then when we rewrite it, it becomes k is greater than -2, open circle, going to the right. Take a second. This is number 6. X over 2 is greater than 9. When you're ready, unpause the video. So 2 is dividing my variable. The inverse of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. X is greater than 18. Open circle, going to the right. And the last set of problems, we have 6p is greater than or equal to 0. P is being multiplied by 6, so we will divide both sides by 6. We get P is greater than or equal to 0 divided by 6 is 0. We're going to have a closed circle going to the right. Take a moment for number 8 and do -4x is greater than 0. Take a second. When you're ready, push play. So this is a tricky one. I hope everybody takes the time to watch this video and see this problem. -4 is multiplying the variable, so we're going to divide both sides by -4. We get x. Because we multiply both sides by a negative, we have to flip the inequality, and 0 divided by -4 is 0. So we're going to get an open circle, and we're going to get a line going to the left. Many students will get that wrong, and they'll keep it as a greater than. Hopefully you took the time to do these problems, and thanks very much. Appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions.